It is.
Hel-
Oh, we're recording?
I am recording.
Oh, hi, everyone.
Hold on a second.
Sorry, we were here to talk about ADD, as I'm sure you guys can surmise by that introduction there.
Yeah, this has been my thing lately. But let me say hello, my human family. And it's only been a month and a half, but Calon and I.
What about the serpents?
What about the serpent?
Yeah, you're gonna neglect the snakes?
I'm gonna neglect the snakes.
Yeah, you have to say hi to the snakes.
Hi to the snakes. I don't know which snakes you have with you.
All the snakes.
All the snakes.
Yes.
Okay.
All the cute little worms, which is what a snake is in Old English.
Yes. Everything. Well, Old English. We've been going on for the past half hour about Old English and getting rid of Greek words because why the fuck not? I mean, just why the fuck?
Greek and Latin words, yes.
Oh, don't mess with my Latin.
Look, we got to take the imperialism out of Old English, and the way to do that is to get rid of all the foreign influence. That sounds so much darker. So much darker than it's intended. We have to get rid of all the foreign influence. That sounds like something a Brit would say.
You just Brexited the conversation.
Exactly.
That's not what you mean. You're not an ultra nationalist, whatever.
No, totally.
The fuck they're called.
Ultra nationalist. Fashion. Yeah, whatever bad word you want to throw at me.
No, you're not. You're not those things. You are a lovely human being who does not know how lovely she is. So, there.
Huh?
I've said it in public.
Oh, no. I'm dead. Slithers into a hole. That's it. We're done. Okay, anyway. What were we going to discuss again? Because I was half paying attention. What?
Yeah, ADHD and autism, and I'm gonna actually talk a little bit about bipolar, which I said I'd find one of these days I would talk about it, and fuck it, now's good.
Yeah. Why not?
One of the things, and unfortunately, I do have, in order to make this paragraph work, I've got to say she who will not be named.
Just call her Heel.
That
means in Old English, by the way.
Yes. I do recognize some of what you're saying. You do understand that, right?
Oh, cool. See, that's always... See, this is why Old English needs to be spoken more.
Anybody out there who knows I know there is an Old English word for transgender, but I do not know what it is, and I knew it at one point because I used it at one point.
I remember that there's this like medieval text. I forget what it was, but it talks about how I think it was a saint who got transformed into a woman, and the entire text, they gender her perfectly. So if the Old English people in the medieval times could gender people properly, you can do it too.
And she who will not be named can do it, because boys aren't girls and girls aren't boys, and it doesn't matter what the genitalia is. It's all in the mind. So,
yep.
After we were part of a collaboration on J.K. Rowling's essay. I'm sorry I had to name her, but the thing that pissed me off...
I don't think it was really an essay. It was more just word vomit. No, wait, I shouldn't use that word vomit. Damn it. Just realized.
It's a manifesto.
That's you. Yeah, sure. It's a declaration of turfdom.
Oh, very much so. But there was a large collaboration, and I'll have the link down on the bottom. I'm having the link down on the bottom because this is the subject, part of the subject for most of these. I hope this will be the last one because I would like to get it out of my system. Um, the one part that you and your lovely partner Shay, your lovely not part, uh,
Not romantic, but
not romantic, but
she is
online
my
partner.
partner on Transpartitor.
See, my brain is not actually working. I thought it was working.
You're thinking that I'm Angelica, which, I mean, that's fair. We do sometimes act alike, but no.
I'm not touching that. You always paint me into these corners where I can't. There's nowhere I can go.
You can always go up. Up is always a direction you can go.
Well, that's where I will find an Angelica.
That is true.
Ah,
She does appear up there.
I don't know.
I need to ask her. I need to ask her what magic she uses.
I don't know. I have a girlfriend, but she goes to a different school up in Canada. You wouldn't know her. Sorry, it's an early '80s thing. The the one thing that we both that you and me and Shay all hit on was the her slam. Thinking that autistic people are being talked into transitioning, which just a real. Can I get a real quick? You know who you are.
I'm autistic. I am Calon. Is that what I was supposed to say?
Well, I didn't actually introduce you. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, it's Calon.
See, we're totally organized, and this is so fitting for a video on ADHD.
Well, yeah, autistic ADHD. Oh my god. Yeah. You know who you are as far as being trans,
I do.
and I know who I am as far as being trans. I'm autistic. This is fun.
Yeah.
And
we spin around in circles.
No, I do the pan flappy thing, but I try not to do it in front of people.
I do it with my legs.
The snakes are a form of autism. Actually, animals in general. Not an attraction. That's the word I did not want to use.
Yeah, let's not talk about zoophilia. That's a thing that will that's a phenomena. I can say that. It's part of my criminological studies.
Yes.
It's something that has made me want to vomit several times.
But we can't use that word.
Which word?
Vomit.
Damn it. I have to look up the word. Outthrow. I'm going to use the word outthrow.
Yeah, that makes more sense anyway. So basically we know who we are. We're a little out there sometimes, but one of the things with the 10% autism rate in the being the estimate in the trans community, because there aren't US has shit number. When I was doing the research, the US has shit numbers on everything. They don't know anything.
They really don't. They need to get better statisticians. Well, or actually actuaries would be the ones who would take those statistics usually, unless it's a sociologist, in which case it would be my group that would do it. But it doesn't seem like something that I could see some of them being interested in it, but that's more of an actuary thing.
Well, a research psychologist would work. I I know at least one online, Cass Aris, who I will promote to the ends of the earth. She's wonderful.
Okay,
If,
hold up. I'm going to wheel you to the end of the earth.
oh, please. I just need to be in the cool water as I fall off the edge.
Okay, that's fine. Except there's this huge ice wall around the earth.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not Norse, so it doesn't apply to me. I just go right through.
All right.
I'm Spanish. I'm not. The dragons.
Your skin. No, what it is that your heritage, because you come from the tropics, is that it just melts the ice.
Oh no, for the Spanish, it's dragons.
Oh, that too. Dragons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Spanish and Portuguese. I'm Spanish and Portuguese and
Portuguese.
Ivory Coast. Spanish, Portugal, Iberian Peninsula, and Ivory Coast. So.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Indeed.
I thought that was French. Anyhow.
Okay.
So where were we again?
I have no fucking idea. Oh, autism, ADHD, and I wanted to talk a little bit about bipolar, which masks as ADHD at times, for different reasons. That's where we are. Tell. What is okay? Let's do this because I haven't been asking anybody. What is ADHD like for you? How do you cope with it?
So for me, it's basically when you get very easily like off track and like focus on something like else in your relative environment. The best way I can manage it is that what I will do is I will like use if then statements to myself, which are basically like, if I go for a walk, then I will come home and do my work. And that helps some. But other times I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm home now. I'm going to pull out my old English book and I'm just going to flip through it and read about 1,000 different words.
So basically hyper non-focus and then hyper focus.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Though I think the hyper focus is more my autism than it is my ADD. Which, oh yeah, that's the other thing. Probably will end up saying ADD because when I was diagnosed, those were kept separate in the DSM. Now they're not separate.
Yeah, I keep using Asperger's because that's my era.
Yeah, I think Asperger's is a better term though because right now it's autism spectrum disorder with a range of supposedly higher to lower functioning, which itself can be pretty patronizing.
Yeah, I don't.
I need another word for patronizing.
I am very much of two minds about it. I don't want to cut off the other autistic people and say, no, I'm not that, I'm Asperger's. But I also want people to understand this block of where I am. So if people understand Asperger's is high functioning, and I'm air quoting because I really hate the term, then that's fine. I've written 12 books. I'm very hyper, I'm very hyper focused.
Wait, so you mean you have WordCraft?
I do indeed have WordCraft. I have another book coming out this summer, so from an actual publisher. I actually have stuff from actual publishers.
Wait, really? Like actual, like real living, breathing bookmakers. Yeah, that's what I'll call them.
Actual living bookmakers. But they don't bet. Not too many bookmakers bet on me.
Still, having one bookmaker, that's pretty good.
Well, one of the things I have bipolar, a form of bipolar disorder. I don't remember whether it's A or B. It's
Sounds like B,
because,
personally, from what you've told me.
yeah, I mean, I'm
Because
not.
usually, yeah, B is what cycles in between really high and really low, really high, really low.
It's a high, little low. Oh, sorry. The my brain. See, I may. Oh, I think I may. I may actually be in manic phase. Ah, well, that's interesting. I thought I should be in depressive phase right now. Hmm.
Yeah,
Uh,
that switched. I mean, switching can occur at various times. It doesn't wait for anyone.
no, but I'm very regular. Um, it's one of those I can. It's like a cycle.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then, cool.
So, but sometimes, but I've lost track of where I am. I should go down and check with my kid who has the same thing, and we're on the same cycle. So find out where he is. Uh,
That's one way to do it.
yeah, it's like where are we right now? Um, the one of the things in the beginning of the manic phase, especially, or a light manic phase, which is probably where I am right now. It masks as ADHD because it's very shiny object oriented, and shiny object can be mean anything from something my brain wants to learn or wants to write or wants to talk about or wants to uh, run down the road naked. I want to run down.
Oh, that's always fun. Did you know the word naked actually comes from like a verb, nakian, which means to strip in
Yes.
order. Sorry, what? Oh yeah, that's right. We were talking about bipolar.
But yeah, it does masses. A lot of people think I have ADHD or ADD, whichever way you want to say it, especially in those times because that's when I'm more social. But
Mm-hmm.
I also think the autism masks a lot of being able to. When I was talking to Allie and then talking to Jen and then talk, and I was remembering my conversation. I listened back to our conversation last month, which we were just speaking our own language. We were speaking a language that I don't think anybody else understands that isn't in this boat. And I
That's
don't and I don't
emotionally.
mean old English.
Oh, okay.
I mean, autism language is like a thing. We actually understood what we were saying to each other, and it's sometimes hard to get everybody else to understand. And I'm over explaining everything right now, so make me stop.
Oh, on a
You,
fun note, by the way, the word autism, it
yes.
comes from, it's a Greek word, so we can't use it. Um,
Oh darn!
it's altos and then it's ism, so it literally means a selfism. So we're just going to use the English selfism.
I'm with you on that.
Uh, a
But
self thing. We'll just call it a self thing.
altos is an inner thing, though. It implies an
Right,
inner.
it's a self thing. Because you literally, that's one of the other things. Like when I saw like this stupid campaign that said end autism now, it was put on by like a bunch of anti-vaxxers and whatnot. It's like
Oh,
you
lovely.
guys do realize you're advocating for genocide because autism is literally who we are.
Yeah.
Like,
Uh, uh, every yeah. Well, anti-vaxxers don't make sense to me anyway. It's like, okay, you would rather not have an autistic kid, so you're going to make sure that they die of some disease that they can even,
oh yeah,
and that's assuming they're correct, which they of course are not.
right, yep, they're so ableist. Oh,
It's like, um, I mean, Yeah, there's almost no way to. You startled me that was a thing that happened, and I'm like, okay, people want to
Yes.
people want to eliminate trans people. People want to eliminate autistic people. Uh, I might as well wear the fucking pink triangle right now and go away.
Wasn't there a different triangle for trans people in the Nazi concentration camps? I think there was.
It was orange with a circle around it, but that may not be right.
I forget, but yeah. So
Yeah,
let's talk about how J.K. Rowling is like an anti-vaxxer in the sense that she uses that same sort of logic of correlation equals causation without realizing that, hey, maybe autism, maybe we're represented in the trans community a little bit more because, oh, that's a nice word. Sorry. Because we don't, we sort of don't take social cues as much. And so we aren't exactly as attached to those social norms, if that makes sense.
yeah, that's what I've been
And we
thinking.
can investigate it ourselves and are actually willing to do so.
Yeah, because part of part of my own, I'm just going to go by my own life, and I've heard, and yes, this is anecdotal, but a lot of other people say it's true. I've investigated my own mind more than I've investigated the world in a way. Um, I think about what I think. If you understood that, right?
Yeah, you philosophize.
Yeah, but not even that. It's like,
You do self-think craft.
yes, there we go. Self
Self-think craft.
self think craft. Let's neo. I don't want to go back to old English. I want to just go with neologisms.
I mean, that is old English right there. So
Oh, is it? Oh,
I
darn.
mean, yeah, you just take the word self, you combine it with thinken, self-think-craft, self-think craft. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Is it? Yeah, I mean, is this something that's true of you? Is it in general? You've looked at your own mind more than the world in a way.
Yeah, I look into the dark abyss that is my mind and just see chaos, destruction. No, well, what I see is actually an autistic girl who is living in a neurotypical world
But
and absolutely sucks at reading social cues at times,
yeah,
which is part of the reason why I study a lot of social cues and whatnot. One of the reasons I do sociology, because what better way to study social cues than to look at normative social behaviors?
well, you know my degree is in theology, and I've never explained why I left neuropsychology. Um, I worked in the assignment was in an asylum,
Oof.
uh, and I lasted 3 months because I had to do notes, and the way they treated trans and autistic people there made me freak out. I freaked out there
It
more
made you
than
Avor.
possible.
It made you better. Avor.
I think it did actually, but I didn't get the labs in to get a neuropsychology degree. That's all. Because I wouldn't go to stay at the asylum. That's
Yeah. Yeah, that sounded like a little bit of an unethical assignment to really give.
yeah. I wanted to be the lab person. I just wanted to be able to think about thinking, but I should have gone into philosophy for that. Hold on. Let's
Yeah,
see.
I mean, philosophy does. We do need to get rid of like there are way too many cis philosophers out there.
Well, I think this guy is not exactly cis. I'm guessing. I'm not.
I don't know. I mean, might be a little ambiguous.
I think that's Kant. Sorry, European philosophers from Descartes to Nietzsche. It's one of the things on my easy access on my shelf. It's philosophy.
Oh yeah, I have that. I have that as easy access as well. I have a lot of European philosophy. Too much European philosophy, to be honest. But hey, what you gonna do?
It's all bark to me.
Yeah.
That was not a good joke either. I'm not doing good jokes.
I mean, the Greeks
today.
do just go bar bar bar, right, Allie? I know you're watching this, Allie Kai.
Now that you've mentioned it, I'll make sure that she knows about it. Yeah, we yeah. So I notice a lot of people in the autism spectrum also doing philosophy and doing neuroscience, because that's the way to examine ourselves in a lot of ways.
Yep.
Although, yeah, actually, and it's funny the Douglas Adams thing about philosophers not being good at parties. It's kind of like, well, not for the reason you think. Yeah.
Yep.
We never get invited to those kinds of parties. But on the other hand, you know, we have our trans polycule. I'm sorry, I'm so monogamous. I really don't know all the terms. The
Trans poly.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, is that a word? Oh, that's a cool word. You bet. What was that about trans polycules?
Well, they got the trans polycules and stuff like that. And I noticed that autistic people tend to congregate.
Yeah, I don't know if the fact that I think it's a fact. I haven't looked at the research that much, but apparently among the transgender community, polyamory is a lot more common than it is among the general population. I don't know if that's the result of being autistic or if it's the result of being trans. Could be either. Probably the result of being trans and the trans culture.
Probably. I mean, I lived in queer culture in general for a good chunk of my life before.
We're always queer culture.
You know, well, it's kind of, oh, what are you? Queer. That's it? Yeah, that's what I am.
Exactly.
And well, that is a question, but I do know a fair amount of, when I'm in college, especially the autistic people would tend to, well, for lack of a better term, fuck a lot. Which, you know.
I mean, why not?
It's one of the cliches that the nerds never get dates. It's like, do you know how much fucking goes on in nerddom? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, sometimes a little too much, because a lot of you can get problems of misogyny within nerddom.
Yes.
And so, and things become like a boys' club.
Yeah.
Like in atheism.
Yeah, atheism. Women in atheism is a thing that I'm really curious about lately too. But the what is it like in polytheism, just generally, as far as I see more women in either polytheism or associated not one of the top 7.
That's a difficult question to answer, simply because of how many different polytheistic traditions there are.
Yeah.
Based on my own experiences, the attitudes that I've seen expressed by polytheistic women is that it's at least somewhat healthier. I mean, granted, we have our own issues. Like especially a few servers come to mind that I've been in, and a few encounters where it's like, yeah, no, you don't need to go that far back and revive that part of that culture to you can just let that part of the culture die. And what I mean is more like sort of like the toxic masculinity parts of the Norse culture and whatnot. Sometimes you see it also a lot with some baby polytheists. Like someone's like, "Oh, they're gods. Wait, this means I have to bring back everything and maintain those norms from the old cultures." And this is, and I'm just like, no, you really don't. But in general, from what I've seen in comparison to, like, say, the atheist community, it's a lot less. It's a lot less cis oriented in a lot of spaces.
Yeah.
Whereas within the atheist community, like all the big name atheists are like white, hetero, cis, boring men.
Yes.
Boring, bigoted men. I like that alliteration. That's a good boring, bigoted men. BBBs.
I wonder if I would have, because I wonder if I would have turned atheist if I'd known they were going to be shits like that.
I mean, I've seen people who have simply stopped identifying as atheists just because of how toxic the community can be.
Well, one of the with Wiccan, I see more women. Obviously, that's more of a.
Yeah, women tend to be trying to think of how to phrase. Women tend to be more interested in witcha, which, by the way, it's an old English word. It's not actually pronounced Wicca; it's pronounced witcha. That's where we get our modern world witch from.
Oh yeah.
But women tend to be more attracted to that because of the empowering aspects of the divine feminine. You actually you saw the same phenomena within Hinduism with Shaktiism. There's a bit where a lot of Western women were going to Shakti because it holds that the ultimate reality is inherently feminine.
Yes.
And then, of course, some Hindus claim that they were appropriating it, and so that practice, I don't know where that practice is nowadays. I just know that it exists because I took 2 courses on Hinduism. And but yeah, generally where's I even going with this? Oh yeah. So generally, yeah, you see a lot of fluff bunnies in Wicca, and
yeah. I mean,
I think part of that is the fact that people realize they can finally have their own epistemology, their own understanding of the world, but they don't know how to like control that because they've been oppressed for like so long.
forever.
Like, yeah, like told what to think. Like, hey, you're a woman. You're not good at math. You're not good at X, Y, Z, and so on and so on. And now all of a sudden, here comes along this practice where it's now like, no, not only are you, not only can you know stuff, but you are a divine manifestation of the goddess. And so it's like, holy heck, now you mean I actually matter? Yes, not only do you matter, but you can actually know stuff and figure stuff out. And so that's sort of where I think a lot of fluffingdom sort of initially comes from. It's just like, it's like a kid when a kid realizes it's like a baby when a baby realizes they can use their hands, if that makes sense. You know how they grasp everything?
Yeah. Yeah, I almost wandered to Wicca when I was deciding on the atheist question. I like the pagan. I tend to like certain pagan societies. I like Wicca, the more serious kind. I like
You mean like like when it comes to Wicca and seriousness, that's it's an interesting topic in and of itself.
oh yeah.
You mean
Uh
like Green Wicca, um,
yeah.
Alexandrian Wicca?
Uh green generally. Green
Okay,
man green man Wicca,
Green Man Wicca.
which
Gotcha.
I find more serious, but the it's a rough call on a lot of this stuff because I am atheist, but I'm not dismissive. So whatever you're coming with, I'll just go with.
Right. Yeah.
Um, I heard Ocean talking about being one of the problems with the Norse um, pagan communities is that they tend to go cultish.
Yeah. I've seen some Theodosians do that.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember the word.
Yeah. Theodosians are. I've only encountered a few of them, but they're all like, all right, you can go do your thing. I'll do my thing. Um, and by the way, the word theod, it comes from it's an old English word. It means like nation or people,
Yes.
which I found interesting. Like, oh, okay, so they're the theodos. They're the nations or people, and that's how that's supposed to work. Okay. Um, I've also noticed that they could be a bit restrictive in their gender roles and whatnot, and it's
Yeah.
like I get the thing like a woman should be allowed to like stay at home if she so chooses. But
Yeah.
there's a difference between, but there's that important term of chosen, which is the old English word for to choose, um, versus enforced. So, like I know several, like what would be the term? Lifestyle submissives. And the first thing that they
Mhm.
will tell you is no, it's not for everybody, and it should not be enforced. And that there should always be a word to sort of end it for when you need to like take a break from it and various things of that nature, right?
Yeah. Of course.
So
I
with
mean,
theods though, it sometimes it doesn't border on that, from what I recall hearing.
yeah. I shouldn't bring up. I shouldn't bring up something someone else said that I only vaguely understood to begin with. Um, but yeah, I'm just kind of. What I'm doing lately is I'm just mentioning other people in hopes that they'll sub me.
I mean, that's one to try to get out. That's hey, look, we
that
haven't talked about Surus yet. Let's talk about Surus and see if Surus pays attention.
his ears are pricking up as we speak.
Well, that depends on Growlithe.
I was hoping you'd go there.
I'm sure Growlithe is right now saying, "Hey, feed me, feed me."
um, yeah. Wow. I've now had Cirrus mentioned 3 weeks in a row. That's like,
Hey,
oh,
so we're going to be recording next week, and we're also going to mention Surus. Surus, hint, hint, hint. Surus, Surus, Surus. Sorry, what?
actually, I would like, oh, uh, oh, she was on the thing with us. The person who lives there. Uh,
Aaron
yeah, Aaron, thank you.
or Raz?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Aaron. I want to talk to Aaron.
I'll
We
see if
have
I can.
we have things in common.
Yeah.
Uh, and for the record, one of the nice things about my ex-wife, I suppose she can actually hear me right now. My my ex-wife being Wiccan was I got to be the stay-at-home parent.
That always works.
Yeah, and I raised a good trans son. The but when yeah, the things that have been on my mind lately, and they have been being able to realizing that once everybody admits to, or everybody around me says I'm autistic, we switch languages. We have a different language to speak to each other, and that's really cool. And I'm
And it's
seeing.
Old English. Sorry, what?
Well, I know you're speaking Old English, but you're 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 a language heretic anyway. Uh,
I
that's
know.
it's
God's
fine.
forbid. God's forbid. We need to. God's forbid that we bring back some good old words.
I'm I am with you on this. I'm really not fighting you on it, but no, I mean just the language because we don't have to over explain everything.
Exactly.
Um, and
I
I
don't have
find
for every awkwardness or every sort of pause, or because I understand because I'm autistic. Because believe it or not, that myth about us autistic people not having empathy,
oh
that's false.
god,
Yeah.
no.
I'm empathy than most atheists I see. I mean,
I
that I just most people I see.
I want to. I see. Uh, Well, from and anybody who is listening knows I'm a really easy cry, and I'm very. Um, I seem to be the person people go to when they need someone to be empathetic. It's like, okay, but don't like wear me out too much because I'm not always.
Hey, Christy, I'm gonna start going off now about the past 10 failed relationships and crying deeply about every one of them and pulling every little heartstring. Is that all right?
Yes, yes, of course, of course.
Like,
um,
I'm kidding, by the way.
I realize, but yeah, it's one of those. I don't. Because we don't show a lot um, immediately because it's take everything in, analyze it, and then emotions go absolutely fucking out there. It, at times it's too much, but
Mm-hmm.
and
Especially
takes
when you have estrogen.
yeah. That's another thing I've been talking about recently. Uh, the, I was already a crier, and estrogen just nah.
Yeah, I can't wait till I get to that part where I start crying over everything. Like, I'm several months in, but I'm still on a somewhat low dosage in comparison to
Oh,
the doctor wants to taper it up.
but you're in your 20s, yes?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Um, so once you start, yeah, you start a your body will think it's going through a cycle too. I think that may be why they would keep you on a low dose. Um, and I went through menopause, which was fucking weird, but it was very quick. I
Yeah.
suppose I suppose that's one thing about not being a cis woman. My mind was quick. The, my ex-wife is still going through it, so it's been months.
Yeah, it's a painful thing. I haven't experienced it yet, but I do hear it is.
Yeah, I think a lot of the things are worth it. I'm not thrilled about suddenly having half my brain because people were not sure I had a full brain to begin with because of the over-explaining and shit. But I don't have to over-explain because some nice cis man will explain it for me now. Uh,
Not if they explain it for you. I mean, sometimes they just fuck over you because, we're women.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we got 10 minutes. So I will. Yeah, let me just hit on that for a second because it is the bizarre thing. I knew I was giving away white straight male the word privilege. Um, although I'm none of those things. So uh, I did not realize how much it it was. I I I I thought I knew, but until until you go the other side, you do not quite get male privilege. Um, what
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
what what was your best talking over?
My best over talking, like when they basically come around and like I'm trying to explain some sort of trans issue, a cis person comes along and explains it, and the other person's like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense now." Like I was literally just saying using the same exact words. You glass.
Mine is my mechanic, because of course it is. I know shit about cars, but I do know certain things that I will research before I say something's wrong. But now it's like, oh no, we'll take care of it for you. You don't have to worry your head about it. I'm like, I'm the same person who was here a year ago and taking care of something. I didn't get stupider in the meantime. That was not. I just
Oh
screwed
yeah,
my
that's
hair.
right. We're women, so we get dumber, apparently.
Yeah, I just screwed my hair along. Oh, and got tits, you know.
Yeah, that too. Getting tits is the other thing. Think
The,
like I need to get a bra soon, hopefully.
oh, God, everybody. Yeah, that's the problem with doing it after 50. Yeah, very low growth.
I
Sigh.
hope I get more growth.
What's that?
I hope I get more growth. I don't want them to be like huge because the bigger they get, the more back problems. But I would like somewhat like medium size.
I. I'll admit this. I'll admit this just because it's you. The I would admit this to Shay too. So, but
Yeah.
either one of you. But um, what I was told initially is it would be about a cup size be below your immediate family. Because they didn't tell me that after 50 it wasn't going to grow as much. But so I got a shitload of C bras for, you know, just in case. I have 1A and 1B and a bunch of C's that I can't use.
Oh, lovely.
This is my C cup.
It has the C.
Yes, it stands for Christy, which rhymes with pool or something. Um,
You.
I got distracted again. Yeah, the mechanic was such a cliche. It was such a weird cliche, and yet he insists on calling me brother still. So
Where?
he still thinks of me as a man, but he treats me like a woman, and it's very funny. I find it very funny in a way.
It's like you just put that under a sociological microscope and say, huh, well, this is a weird way that you're trying to reconcile these two ideas in your head. Okay. Mechanic.exe has malfunctioned.
Well, the my my ex-wife's fiance. I live in with my ex-wife and her fiance, who I've known him longer than her, but he's taken to treating me a lot like a teenager now, which okay, I feel like a teenager, so we're good. So let's order one. Must be 19 or older. Um,
User?
you didn't hear me say that. I might actually cut that out.
Oh no.
Um, but even so, even somebody who knows me forever it was doing this, and it's the strangest thing. I don't know. I I envy you who are young and doing this. Um, a lot. Um,
Hmm.
I was talked out of it a lot for years.
Yeah, that was the initial challenge with me, which is why I'm thankful for my sociology background, because I'm just able to cut through all the BS and say, no, that ain't how it works.
Well, yeah, but I still went to I still had fishnet stockings on under my jeans. So
Hmm.
yeah, you never know.
Exactly.
Um, well, this went all over the place.
I'm sorry, where were we?
I think we were just starting.
Oh, we were. Hi, everyone. It's Calon, and uh, this is Chrissy,
Yes.
and
See,
we spreken Yalda English.
yes, we do. Well, I don't very well, but Middle English is pretty as far back as I go. Uh, Yikes. Um, yeah, this went all over the place. I had a plan for this, but I figured it was not going to actually. It was not going to actually be what I planned.
Sorry, were we planning something?
No, I was.
Oh,
Thankfully, I didn't write it down, or else it would actually bother me. Uh,
God.
if I write down the plan and it doesn't go to plan, that bothers me. That's part of the autism stuff.
Yeah, that perseveration and whatnot.
Yeah. So I made sure because I knew that we were going to wander. I didn't know we were going to wander that far back in time, but you know, wow.
I mean, hey, I'm just watching the Anglo-Saxons go after the Picts, and the Picts go after the Anglo-Saxons, and I'm just like, well, hmm. Well, the Vikings will be coming in a Trek's yearly watch in a few years, so that's a thing.
It is true. Oh, yes, um, I have to do the YouTube prayer and get out of here. Um, I don't like the YouTube prayer. I may have mentioned this. I really hate doing the shilling at the end, but I have to actually get good at it. But I always
Yeah.
feel,
Oh wait, you mean an outro?
yeah,
You mean a outro? Well, no, outro isn't Latin or Greek, so it's fine. Okay, that word can live.
that word can live. I mean, it means something else in Old English, but we'll deal with that another time. Uh, all right, YouTube prayer. Every everybody, look down and see the subscribe button, and see the bell
Subscribe,
next to it. Hit that subscribe button for
and
the
I might
sake.
have down everything.
hit hit the subscribe button for the sake of whatever God you believe in. Oh, okay. I'm not doing that. No. Um, Hit the subscribe button for the sake of this poor lonely girl here who just wants your love. Oh, that's
Exactly.
much. Yeah, that's much better. And if you ring my bell, you can ring my bell. Um,
Remember,
The
for whom the bell tolls, for the bell tolls for the ask. What was it? Scrooge.
ask not for
Not
whom the bell tolls.
for the bell tolls from the.
Yes. The the bell will give you notifications when my pretty face is on here and Callan's pretty snake is on here. Or and
Sinners.
what's the name of the snake?
Oh, that's actually a garter snake. It is a red belly garter snake. They're in California.
Oh, I thought that was one of yours.
I wish that would be a gorgeous snake to have.
Oh,
That and a king snake would be absolutely perfect.
our snake just died, sadly.
Yeah, poor little Stinky. He lived a good life though.
Yeah, they lived more than his life expectancy. So, well, but
Okay,
uh,
so she heal.
so she had a very good and long life and scared away a lot of my kids' potential partners, uh, which is also good. Um, if you can't deal with snakes, you don't deserve my kid. Uh,
That is sound advice.
um,
You have
we're,
to handle a Stinky. I mean,
um,
they're so cute. How can you not like? How can you be afraid? I don't even know how people can be afraid of snakes anymore. To be honest, they're just such cute little dorks.
I like snakes.
Yeah.
I'm very cool with them. Um, all right. Well, I had more to do here. All right. I do have a Patreon, which I have been ignoring, and I will do so no longer. Um,
Wait, you're gonna be a YouTuber now?
I'm gonna actually try and be a YouTuber. What's behind me is changing as of the week after next.
Oh, you should
Uh,
get some Burke style in there because, well, okay, I might be slightly biased towards it. It's the old Viking style with twin-headed, with the grasping animal motif.
I
Never mind.
love I really do love my naked purple fairies.
No, they're good too. They just might get you banned off of YouTube.
No, they're over the they're covered.
Oh, okay, they are good. So they're not naked.
Well, it's all a matter of perception, really. Um,
I
but
suppose.
yes, my kid is helping me change the set. My kid will be writing with me from now on, which is going to be interesting as well. And I will be writing with him on his channel, which is Siren VG, CYRENVG. Um, so please take a look. But I've got a Patreon, I've got a PayPal, I've got a coffee. Tip me if you want to. Don't tip me if you don't want to. You know.
No, tip her. Even if you don't want to, just tip her. Tip Hire. Yeah,
Uh,
just do it.
yes. Okay. I will. Okay. I'm going to make a conscious effort to get better at begging for subs. I'm putting up the end screens now, which is a thing. Uh,
Just
apparently
speak
it helps.
perfect old English, and everyone will subscribe to you. Oh, also get a snake.
I want another snake.
Yeah, you need to get another one because they're just so adorable.
Yeah.
They're just such little dorks.
We still have a gecko though, so
That's good. Geckos are cute too, but snakes are still like they're just like you just want to hug them and cuddle them, and they don't want to, and they don't want you to cuddle them, and it's so cute.
no, they do not cuddle easily. Um, spiders. I would like spiders, but I'm getting way off. Um, I, that song from the '70s. I do in fact like spiders and snakes. Uh, so screw you, Jim Stafford. Um,
Arachnids and snakes.
yeah, in general. Um, okay, I mentioned Patreon, I mentioned coffee, I mentioned PayPal. Oh, leave a comment. Please make it in Old English. If you can't make it in Old English, at least make it nice because we have a nice community here. And I love my peeps. And to all my peeps out there, remember, your voice matters, your life matters, and you matter. And thank you to Calon for coming on again. And one of these days we'll have a part 3 where we actually finish what we're thinking about.
Wait, who was on? What? Oh, right, me. That's right.
Yes, say goodnight.
Oh, yeah. Go not. No, what is it? Go nicht.
Good night. And good night to you. Thank you.
Sorry, that wasn't an ADD moment, I swear.